All right, let's just get right into it. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something literally every single person learning a language goes through. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about. You're watching a movie or you're listening to a conversation in English and you understand every single word. You're feeling great. But then someone turns directly to you and asks a question. And suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You freeze. You start frantically translating in your head, you're stressing over your grammar, and before you know it, the whole moment has passed. Well, today, based on some really fascinating source material from a language learning session, we're going to look at exactly why this happens and, way more importantly, how to completely rewire your brain to overcome it. So, do you freeze when someone asks you a question in English? If you're nodding right now, I really want you to know right off the bat you're not alone. Going totally blank, it's just a completely normal reaction when you're trying to speak a new language. It is absolutely not a sign that you aren't learning. It's really just a sign that your brain is trying to do too many mental gymnastics all at once. Your brain is basically trying to act as a live, real-time translator, and man, that takes a massive amount of processing power. So give yourself some grace. Here's our game plan for today's explainer. First, we'll unpack the brain translation trap. Then, we'll build your daily study plan. After that, we'll go over some essential daily vocabulary. And finally, we'll lay out the rules for unstoppable fluency. Section 1. The Brain Translation Trap. Let's look at a learner from our source material named Fizu. The guy studies super hard, right? But he confessed that he actually gets physically nervous and slow when he has to speak. And here's why. When someone hits him with a simple question like, "How are you?" his brain immediately acts like that slow process you see on the left. It jumps straight into his native language, formulates the answer there, and then awkwardly tries to drag that answer over into English. It creates this huge delay, which makes you nervous, which makes you freeze. Now, look at the right side. That's our actual goal, natural and flowing. The secret here isn't to translate faster, it's to bypass that native language step completely and just think directly in English. And you know what happens when you get caught in this trap? Yep, grammar just completely goes out the window. During the session, Fizu was asked what he did yesterday. Because he was panic translating on the fly, he actually said, "I study," using the present tense, instead of saying, "I studied," in the past tense. When your brain is working overtime just to find the vocabulary, it just straight up drops the grammar rules you already know. The absolute only way to fix these translation-based errors naturally, without overthinking every single word, is to train your mouth and your brain through out loud practice. All right, moving right along to Section 2, your daily study plan. So if we want to actually break this translation habit, you need a solid routine that targets your speaking muscles. Based on our source material, here are the 5 actionable speaking exercises you literally need to be doing every single day. Number 1 is shadowing. This is basically listening to a native speaker and immediately repeating what they say out loud. Number 2, role-playing common situations. 3, daily self-talk for at least 5 minutes. 4, the stop translating drill. This means purposely forcing yourself to answer simple questions simply without writing a perfect essay in your head first. And number 5, immediate vocabulary use. The minute you learn a new word, you use it in a spoken sentence that exact same day. Let's zoom in on step 2 for a second, role-playing. You really need to simulate real life before it actually happens to you. Practice ordering a pizza at a restaurant out loud. Practice saying, "Long time no see," for when you're catching up with friends. Act out shopping for a medium blue t-shirt, asking for directions to the train station, or just introducing yourself to a total stranger. When you've already had these conversations with yourself in your living room, you are so much less likely to freeze when they happen in real life at a coffee shop. Which brings us right into this next exercise. Talk to yourself in English for at least 5 minutes every day. Now, I know it sounds a little weird, maybe a bit silly, but it is just incredibly effective. Talk to your dog, talk to your cat, talk to the bathroom mirror, or literally just narrate what you're cooking for dinner. The physical act of making your mouth form English words in an empty room where nobody is judging you at all builds a huge amount of essential foundational confidence. Section 3, Essential Daily Vocabulary. To figure out where we're going, we need the right words to describe the journey. First up is fluently. Now, do you notice what's totally missing from this definition? The word perfect. Fluency is absolutely not about having 100% flawless grammar or sounding exactly like a local. It's simply about smooth communication. Getting that pressure of perfection off your shoulders is literally the first step to actually becoming fluent. Next up is confidence, believing in yourself and feeling strong when you speak. The thing is, confidence isn't just something you're magically born with. Think of it like a muscle. You build it by trying, making a bunch of messy mistakes, fixing those mistakes, and then realizing, hey, the world didn't actually end. Your confidence is going to grow with every single out loud sentence you practice. And the last one here is progress. Improvement, step by step, even when it feels really tough. This is a big one. You got to reframe your success as daily progress. Did you understand a sentence today that would have completely confused you yesterday? Did you manage to order that coffee without translating it in your head first, even if you stumbled on a word? That is huge. That's progress. You have to celebrate those small daily wins.
All right, bringing it home with Section 4, Rules for Unstoppable Fluency.
These are your mindset anchors, the stuff to remember when learning just feels like a grind. We've got 5 rules. 1. Speak every single day, even if it's literally just for those 5 minutes. Consistency is everything. 2. Do not be afraid of mistakes. 3. Think in English. Remember, we want to bypass that translation trap. Keep it simple. 4. Use new words immediately so your brain actually remembers them. And 5. Be patient with yourself. Look, language mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. Some days you're going to feel totally stuck. And you know what? That's just part of the process. We worry so much about people laughing at us, but here's the reality straight from our source material. Mistakes are actual proof that you're trying. Real people have so much respect for language learners. Like anyone worth having a conversation with knows exactly how hard it is to learn a second language. Mistakes are not embarrassments, guys. They are valuable, absolutely necessary lessons. And honestly, native speakers mess up their own language all the time. There's this really powerful piece of advice from Masu, one of the teachers in our source material. He says, don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Because man, it is so easy to scroll online, look at someone else's highlight reel, and feel like you are totally falling behind. But language learning is a super personal journey. Your only competition is the version of you that went to sleep last night. Just focus entirely on your own personal growth. So, I'm going to leave you with this final vital question. Are you ready to be better than you were yesterday? You've got the playbook now. You know exactly how to beat that translation trap. You have 5 actionable speaking exercises to build into your routine every single day. The path from passive listening to being a confident, unstoppable speaker is right there, waiting for you. So don't put it off until tomorrow. Start those 5 minutes of self-talk today and just embrace the journey. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.